Magic have done it again. After a Tuesday night's draft lottery, the Magic have earned the first overall pick for the third time in franchise history. Who will the Magic select, and what do we have to look forward to as fans coming into the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Box Out Podcast. I'm your host, Nate Mendez. As you guys can see, I'm in a different room. I'm actually back home from college. With this more time, hopefully I can put out these videos more frequently. Thank you all for tuning in, and let's hop right on into it. Now, the Magic had some high expectations coming into this season. After selecting Jalen Suggs 5th overall, they were looking for more development from him, along with a little bit of a playoff push for the whole team. Jalen Suggs underperformed, as well did the Magic. Now, to the Magic's credit, they did have some key injuries. Jonathan Isaac, a player that is capable of being Defensive Player of the Year, was injured the whole season, and so that definitely hurt their defense, along with their starting point guard in Markelle Fultz. Now, with the hole that Markelle Fultz left, it was actually filled by Cole Anthony, a rookie, a second-year player that they had that developed a lot this season. Cole Anthony averaged 16.3 points per game and solidified himself as a starting point guard for the future for the Magic. So I see that Cole Anthony and Markelle working together in that backcourt for years to come. Now, with Jalen Suggs, he was selected 5th overall. You were expecting a lot more from a top 5 pick. He underperformed. But that put the spotlight on their other rookie, Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner was selected a little bit later in the first round, and he was from Michigan. But Franz Wagner performed better than Jalen Suggs, averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Franz Wagner has shown that he can be a creator for himself and a creator for the future and on offense for the Magic. Now, the Magic have some big decisions coming into this next season. They have a little bit of money to work with. They have the mid-level exception. They have the first overall pick. And let's just look at some of the offseason outsets for the Magic. Now, the Magic have $27 million in cap space, along with that mid-level exception for $5.3 million per year. With $27 million, you can sign a more high-end player, and with the mid-level exception, you can use that to fill out the roster spots for all the other free agents that left. Now, some of the needs for the Magic, first overall, is health. With Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz in that team can perform so much better than they performed this year. And development from some of their rookies. I'm looking at Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, and their eventual first overall pick. Some notable free agents. Mo Bamba is kind of the only free agent that's out there. Now, Mo Bamba was a high first-round pick when he was selected and came into the league, and has underperformed until this season. This season, Mo averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. His three-point percentage improved drastically, averaging 38% from 3, and his free throw went up at least 10%. Mo Bamba has shown that he has earned a contract, and he's probably going to take a bulk of that $27 million. Now, this team is already ready for a playoff push. They just need to re-sign Mo Bamba, fill out the roster a little bit with some shooters, maybe a little bit of defense. But what's going to give the Magic that extra edge is who they select with the first overall pick. Now, there's a lot of guys that have shown that they are first overall worthy, and they're all big men. The top 3 prospects are Paula Bankero, Chet Holmgren, and Jabari Smith Jr. Now, these are all big men, and they all do totally different things. Chet Holmgren is a defensive player, and probably the best defensive player out of all of these guys. Excellent shot blocker, and has shown that he can create a little bit of offense. So, Chet has the most potential of these top 3 prospects, but he also has the most bust potential of these 3 prospects. Chet is only 190 pounds coming into the league, and that is not a sustainable weight to make it as a first overall pick. At his ceiling, he could be one of the best centers in the league, but at his floor, I see him as a Porzingis kind of role, but defensively and not as much of a shooter. Now, Jabari Smith, on the other hand, is an excellent shooter and excellent at on-ball defense. But where Jabari lacks is help defense and just overall self-creation. Jabari Smith, I don't see him as a star. The most I see him coming into the league is a John Collins, great lob threat and an excellent shooter. But at his floor, I see him as a Jay Crowder type. Excellent shooter, excellent on-ball defense, but you're not looking to pay him that much money, and you're not looking him to be the number 1 option for your team. Who I think the Magic should select is Paula Bankero from Duke. Paolo is an ISO scorer with an elite mid-range jumper mixed with elite vision and feel on offense. While he is a little bit lacking on defense, he has Jonathan Isaac and Mo Bamba to back him up and be able to recover for him on defense. I think Paolo Bankero will go first overall, and he will definitely help that Magic in the future. Now, I am a Suns fan. I was hoping to go to a Western Conference Finals game. Sadly, they failed me. I will release a video a little bit after. I just got to get over the mourning a little bit. So, I'll definitely release a video on the Phoenix Suns a little bit later. But I still have to process what just happened on Sunday. But going into the conference finals, all 4 teams have made the case that they can make the finals and win the finals. Starting off on the Eastern Conference side, we have the Celtics versus the Miami Heat. Miami is a great defensive team with Bam in the middle and Jimmy Butler on the perimeter. Jimmy Butler has shown that he can perform in the playoffs and that he can carry a team to the finals. With that being said, while the Heat are a very deep team, they're great defensively, and they have Jimmy Butler who overperforms in the playoffs, Celtics have the best player in this series in Jason Tatum. Now, the Celtics are deep in their own right with players like Pritchard and White off the bench. Al Horford has shown that he can perform well in playoff games. Jaylen Brown, obviously, is a great scorer. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. And obviously, Jason Tatum is the best player in this series. Having said all that, I think Tatum will carry Boston past Miami and take them to their first finals since 2010. Now, looking over in the Western Conference side, you have Luka and the Mavericks versus the Warriors. While Luka has Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench, great scorer. He has Reggie Bullock, who's a great defender. Frank Ntilikina as a great defender. The Mavericks are not the best team in this series. And if you're looking on in from the outside, it looks like Luka versus the Warriors. The Warriors are a very deep team, very good offensively, and they've already been there before, minus Jordan Poole and a little bit of their younger guys. But the whole team is experienced. They're great on defense, and Steph Curry is still that guy. He still can carry that team past Luka and the Mavericks. While this has been a great Cinderella run for the Mavericks, the clock has struck midnight, and Steph Curry will send the Mavericks home in about 6 games. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Box Out Podcast. I hope to see you guys weekly with more off-season plans for your favorite NBA teams. If you guys have any suggestions or comments, just go down below this video. If you want me to cover one of your favorite teams, just put it down below, and I'll cover that team in the upcoming weeks. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, peace.